It's no secret that most animals, especially those in the wild, only relate to their own species and see everyone and everything else as either enemies or prey. However, there are some occasions where a wild animal befriends a human and welcomes them into their own family, protecting them at all costs. It is about such an interesting case that we will tell you today. It was long ago in 1942. Somewhere in Iran, a boy was walking along a deserted path when he suddenly heard a plaintive squeak in the bushes. Following the sound, he found a baby Syrian brown bear. He was very tiny, poking his nose into the foliage, clearly looking for his mother. The boy was a little dumbfounded, realizing that if a mother bear was nearby, then he would have a problem. He sat down and listened, but it was very quiet. After thinking about it, the boy decided not to leave the baby to certain death, but took it with him. Continuing his journey with the baby bear in his arms, he stumbled upon the Polish military who came to Iran from the USSR. It was the 2nd Company of Artillery Troops. Seeing the little bear in the boy's hands, the soldiers asked him to give it to them, offering him sweets, canned food, a small knife, and even a few coins. The boy realized that he could not feed the bear cub on his own, and the provisions would be a good help to his family at this difficult time, so he gave the bear to one of the soldiers. The soldiers fell in love with the bear cub right away. They immediately built something like a bottle with a nipple from improvised means and fed the baby, who did not even have teeth yet. As time went on, the bear cub took root with the soldiers and continued his journey with them. Soon they were transferred to the Middle East, then to North Africa, and later to Italy. All this time, the little beast, who was named Wojtek, was part of their team. The soldiers gave him sweets and even playfully wrestled with him. Wojtek got used to these fights so much that he learned to fight without harming a person. In each new camp, soldiers built a dwelling for Wojtek from branches, but he got so used to people and loved them that he flatly refused to sleep in his makeshift lair and instead would sneak into someone's tent, then slept sweetly, covering the person with his huge furry paw. In the next battle, which took place near Monte Cassino, the bear helped the soldiers unload ammunition and even brought them projectiles. Even under attack, the wild animal did not run away and did not hide, but was always next to his fighting comrades. An interesting incident happened to him once at the front. At night, when the soldiers were sleeping, a German scout crept up to their camp. His goal was to find out how large a company was hiding and how much ammunition they had. Under the cover of night, no one saw or heard the spy. Everyone slept peacefully, and only Wojtek, lying in a tent, sensed something was wrong. Having got out of his warm sleeping place, the bear, quietly stepping with his paws, followed the smell of the intruder. Just imagine the surprise of the German soldier when a huge bear came straight out of the camp and showed his fangs. Being frightened to death, the scout climbed a tree with a wild cry and began to call for help. Coming up to the tree with laughter, the soldiers removed the enemy from the tree and took him prisoner. Wojtek was such a big part of the team that they even created a new emblem featuring a bear carrying a missile. This emblem is still used. In 1945, the armed forces of Poland, due to the inability to return to their native country, were forced to go to the UK, where they were subsequently disbanded. The question remained, what should they do with Wojtek? Because you can't just walk around with a huge bear along the streets of the city. The local zoo expressed its readiness to accept the legendary bear and give him everything necessary for a quiet, peaceful life, which now befits such a valiant defender because he deserved it. The soldiers agreed and brought Wojtek to the zoo, where he was given a huge enclosure and generous meals. Wojtek lived in this zoo until the end of his life. He grew to be a huge bear, over 70 inches tall and weighing over 550 pounds. He died a natural death in 1963. At that time, he was 22 years old. In memory of this wonderful, brave, and unusual soldier, a book was written in 2008 and a film was made in 2011. Memorials with the bear stand in many cities, in London, Ottawa, Edinburgh, and others. So, friends, having once chosen the soldiers of the 22nd Company as his family, the bear Wojtek never betrayed them. He was ready to give his life for them, fought side by side with his comrades. Not everyone is capable of such self-sacrifice. Do you agree?